What is going on, Governor? It's Chisgule here, and we are going to check out the spring event in full. I'm excited that it's here. I think there's a lot of good stuff here, even though there was some sort of negative hype around this event. I think this event's pretty solid. We're going to talk about why. If you like videos where we break down the events, you should definitely like and subscribe because that's the thing that we do in this channel, and we are sponsored by the creators of Rise of Kingdoms. So with that said, there's a ton to look at here with this spring event. I'm super pumped about it. We're doing a little live stream because tomorrow we're going to be doing Ark of Osiris, which I'm pretty excited about. Not my alliance, but observing another alliance. Let's get into it. Bunch of things that we need to be working with. The key here is this Tree of Fellowship. The Tree of Fellowship, you are cranking up, and there's a number of ways to go and do that. The first is simply to collect water to put in the tree. Boom. This can crit just like other things that we've done. It's going to track the alliance contributions. Every single player in your alliance contributes to the growth of the tree, and the rewards are pretty good considering technically you don't have to do a thing, and your alliance could do all the work, and you'd get rewards. So from that angle, I think it's pretty sweet. The other thing you can do here is trade in your gems for flowers, which I think is kind of an interesting thing. By the way, a bunch of folks joining into the stream. Let me just pull up my chat here so I can see that. We got Jason Bourne, Ben, Jack, Lahatin Gaming. It's 5 a.m. for you? Well, thanks for tuning in, my friend. Folks are starting to pour in. Awesome. Awesome. Bundles. Yes, we'll talk about bundles in a second. Great question, Jones. So, should you fertilize? You get a flower. What do you do with the flower? Allow me to show you. You can trade in those flowers. I swear I know where I'm going, the very last place. It moved up to the top because I can actually cash some stuff in now. The flowers and leaves that you get can be cashed in over here. We're going to do a full breakdown of what I think the value is of each of these things and where I'd be spending my crucial resources. But with that said, you can get legendary commander sculptures, which is pretty sweet. There's also, of course, the city decoration, and just using these green leaves, you can get up to 20 gold keys from this event, which I think is amazing. For doing things that you were going to do anyways, how do you get water to drop in and get some of those rewards for the leaves? A couple of things you can do. You can run around the map, collect resources. You can collect resources in your city and defeat barbarians. Those are all things you should be doing anyways, and when there's an event to defeat barbarians like there is now, that should be the priority. That said, a couple things that you can do to sort of amplify your success here. One is that you should always be using boosts for your resource production when there's an event like this. And in one of my prior video series, I talk a whole heck of a lot about maxing production in your city and maxing your resource gathering. You should definitely check that out for builds on how to just totally smash with your gatherers. We're #1 in our kingdom and have been for literally months for gathering resources. New folks pouring into the chat. Ben, James, Mel, MC, Kunal, Jack, Poseidon, James Kelly, Paras. What is going on? Thanks for contributing to the chat. Let's keep rolling with our evaluation. The thing that you're all probably wondering, the thing that I'm wondering, is where am I going to get all these darn flowers? Well, the good news is that we've got a 5-day event. Really, it's 8 days opening up over the course of 5 days. A whole bunch of things that we can go do to collect some rewards. It looks like just for logging in, we're going to get some of these flowers, which is excellent. I doubt that in subsequent days, however, you're going to get flowers. I think that this event is going to mirror what we've seen every other time that a chest like this has showed up, and the information about this proves out that that is generally the case. The chest will include Epic Commander sculptures. So if you want to get a bunch of Epic Commander sculptures, then you can crank on this event. And by the way, I've tested this before. Every single level you get of the chest is one more epic sculpture. It's not like getting to 100 is going to get you some big boom. What I'll call out is that there's going to be a day of barb forts. You're going to want to get those forts done early. There's also going to be a day of hunting barbarians, which I think opens up on day 2. And that is what the day when you probably want to consider spending your action points to farm up a bunch of the water. You don't want to do that today because there's going to be like 300 barbarians required probably. So let's see here, cruising into the chat. Oh, a bunch of things unrelated to this event, which I'm going to get to at the end. First, we're going to cover all this event-related stuff, then we're going to cover all of the non-event-related stuff and just hang out. The thing that I'm wondering, the thing that you're probably wondering here is, where do I get the darn flowers? I still don't know where I get the flowers. Well, I looked around, and in one of these info buttons, in one of these darn info buttons, it said something about the fact that there was going to be some sort of spring bundle. In fact, I think I found it. Green leaves and flower petals can be exchanged for rewards in Sunny Breeze event. Let's see. Potential rewards include the spring blossom theme. That's not it. There is in one of these, a whole bunch of information obtained participating in the spring event. Spring is here. Was it in here? Who knows what info button said? One of these info buttons said for sure that there was a bundle, and I thought I was a genius when I found it. I thought I was a true genius. All right. We'll figure it out. One of those, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a bundle. You buy them. Anyways, should you be spending gems on these flowers? Here we go. We're going to fertilize once. Pretty sure it's going to give us one flower. Folks are telling me it's Sunny Breeze. All right, we'll go check out Sunny Breeze in just a second. Pretty sure I get one flower. I do. Only get one flower. Not a ton of experience. That's pretty darn expensive. The flowers are cool. We'll talk about those rewards in a second. Okay, this is where exchange your flower petals and green leaves for incredible rewards. Participate in the springtime event series to obtain these items. Ah, yes, here it is. Thank you. It's at the very bottom. Flower petals obtained by participating in the Afternoon Delight and Trio Fellowship events or purchasing the Springtime Jubilee bundle. That's where it is. I knew I saw that earlier. So there's a bundle coming. And of course there's a bundle coming, right? So that's where you're going to get a bunch of flowers. So do I think it's worth 100 gems a pop to get these flowers? I don't know. If we look at the rewards here, it's going to take 1,000 gems to get an epic commander sculpture, assuming you have infinite amounts of these green leaves, which you may not. But let's just assume you do for a second. 1,000 gems per legendary commander sculpture is still good value compared to buying it in the VIP shop. This is true. I think, however, the real way to obtain mass amounts of these is not by spending your gems to crank up your Tree of Fellowship. I think the way to do it is just buying the bundles. So the people who buy the bundles are going to have a ton of those resources to go spend. And, look, those bundles could be really, really good. Really good. We'll have to do an evaluation of, how many flowers we're getting from those bundles. I'm probably going to max purchase them, though, so that's going to be really interesting. Let's keep going here with the event evaluation, talking about the different tiers of what you can cash in for. We're going to start down at the bottom. This level 1 resource pack, you should really only be buying it if you already have spent leaves all the other places you want to. This is where you spend your last 5 or 6 of these darn leaves to just cash out for some value. Same is true over here with the flowers for the 1 hour speed up. 100 gems for a 1 hour speed up is terrible, terrible value. Do not use your flowers for this unless you're at the end of the event. You have 1 flower. Okay, use your 1 flower there. Cruising on up, I don't think that using 5 petals is a great value to get 1 dazzling starlight sculpture. I don't think so. But if you're running out of other places to use your petals and you're really working on legendary commanders a lot, then you might go for this 1 dazzling starlight sculpture. The big value, I think, comes from these gold keys, especially for the free-to-play players. Look, 20 gold keys is pretty sweet. That's not bad. We could open 20 gold keys right now and just see what that looks like, right? We could do that. I'm saving them because I think they're going to come out with new commanders, but we might just do a simulation of what could 20 gold keys look like. I think that's on the plan for tonight. All right, and this permanent spring blossom, adorn your city with this decoration. Do I think this is worth it? I think it's good, but I don't think it's as good as other things that we've seen. So if we go over here, boom, spring blossoms. It gives you cavalry health, but you lose infantry health. I'm generally on the infantry cavalry plan, so I've just been sticking with the Thanksgiving skin. It's so darn good. What I do wonder, however, is where this bad boy comes from. I bet you this is going to come from one of the puzzles. I bet you one of the puzzle events or other events. Let's just get a look here. It might even tell us. In the event calendar, picking up the pieces rewards us puzzle pieces. Well, okay, and you use those over here, which gives you a flower arch. I'm excited about a flower arch. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. Ben saying, love you, Chisgule, playing you on my TV. Nice. I'm live from somewhere on a TV. That's cool. Hey, Chisgule, I'm fond of your brainstormings. Dude, we do some serious brainstormings. We do some really serious brainstorming. So, I'm pretty happy with what's happening here. The quality of the packs is what's going to make or break it for me, because if they're good, good means gives me a lot of speed ups, and I'm going to get these legendary commander sculptures because hopefully they award these little flowers. Then I'm going to feel really good about that event and spending some money on it. That said, how good is 20 gold keys? Let's go find out. How good is 20 gold keys? I save gold keys for events just like this. I got to be careful not to open all 62. How good is 20 gold keys? Let's see here. We're at 62 keys. Let's open to 42 keys. Is it good? Is it good? Let's find out. Well, that was a good gold key, wasn't it? Wasn't that good? Value? I think that worked out. 2 Mehmed? Sure. Let's count the legendary commander sculptures. 2 so far. Gaius is not value. I mean, if you're in the early game, that's incredible. We need a ton of these dazzling starlight sculptures, so I'm cool with that. Let's see. Kusunoki. You know, I really hope they do something here with, like, excess sculptures. Like, I know you can use them instead of starlight sculptures, but it just feels really anticlimactic to me. Okay, Boudica. Also, like, sort of anticlimactic for me. Hey, Charles Martel. But, oh, now I'm sad because I just realized I have him expertise, so... R.I.P. Charles Martel. Rip. Rip Martel. Jeez. Count Gaming. YouTube channel coming soon. Inspired. Nice. By me and Ronnie. That's awesome, dude. Pelagius. Hey, we haven't maxed him yet. I don't know that we're going to use him anytime soon, but okay. A few more keys to go. Ooh, Frederick. Frederick is really good. Frederick is really good. Okay, so 5 legendary commander sculptures and 20 keys so far. Not bad. Bunch of experience, bunch of starlights, some Lancelot. I mean, obviously, the earlier you are in the game, the better that these chests are, frankly. And there's our 20th chest. 5 legendary commander sculptures. That's cool. That's cool. Is this game still Rise of Cavalry? I don't know. I feel like Yi Seong-Ye is pretty beast right now in Ark of Osiris. I feel like that's a thing, but also cavalry are so mobile. The thing about cavalry is that they're mobile, and that mobility is insane. Totally insane. Frederick is OP. Yeah, Frederick is really good. I'm struggling a little bit with how I want to skill up my Frederick and like where my next big investment is going to be commander-wise. I'll just get this gatherer going. So I can put one more skill onto Frederick, and I'm wondering if I want to max out this second skill before I proceed any further, or if I just take them all the way up. I don't know. Haven't decided. Grayson, what's going on? Good to see you in the chat, as always. Yeah, I'm not sure. You know what's funny, though, about this healing skill? These healing skills get, like, a bad rap. Like, oh, 1,000 healing factor, that kind of sucks. But if we look at El Cid's 1,000 damage factor, I think you'd say that's really good, right? Like, you'd look at 1,000 damage factor and go, like, yeah, damage. So I think, actually, the second skill is maybe way better than it looks, especially because, here's the thing. When you increase the capacity of your army, you have more troops. When you have more troops, that means that those heals, those damage factor skills do more. So, like, This is actually deceptively good. I think I'm now talking myself into this commander, like why he's good, right? I'm talking us into why this is good because this here, not so much for rallies, assuming you were going to max the rally, which is not true in Ark of Osiris. That's hard to do, but let's assume in other places you're in the open field. This is not only saying you get more troops, which means like you can take more damage and dish out more basic attacks, but your skill attacks damage, it goes way up. Your healing factor here goes way up, right? The more like damage factor you have in conjunction with these army increasing things, the better. I'm just throwing it out there. So you think we should max the second skill before we proceed to unlock the fourth skill? That's an interesting assertion. I haven't decided yet. Still TBD. I'm going through the same dialogue right now with El Cid. I really wanted to actually max the third skill because the movement speed is just like so crucial anywhere you want to bring archers, probably for Ark of Osiris, especially. So I unlocked the third skill, and then every single point I put in went to the second skill, and then the second skill maxed. I was like, really? I just wanted some march speed. Was that so hard? Why was that so hard? I have heard a lot of people saying that there's a vid floating around of Yi Seong-Ye and El Cid beating versus Richard and Martel. That actually makes sense, though, because infantry is countered by archers, so that would not surprise me at all. That actually doesn't surprise me. What I've heard is that El Cid and Yi Seong-Ye, both expertised, beat expertised Minamoto and Cao Cao, and that seems like a stretch to me. I actually think a really interesting combo would be our good friend Barca with Yi Seong-Ye. Like, I'm tempted. I'm really tempted. Were there any changes in the game other than the name in the past 4 weeks? Oh, dude. A lot has changed. Ark of Osiris is amazing. More amazing than ever. There's all kinds of cool stuff that can show you kind of what's happening in the Ark. No, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty darn happy with that. I think we covered all the spring stuff I wanted to talk about. What else is there with spring we need to talk about? Do we miss anything? We covered all the events. We covered all the goodies. We covered how you can get max value from stuff like this. I was 100% planning on doing Kingdom Production Buff to make sure that everybody was producing lots of resources to help with the Tree of Fellowship. But because we have a Now or Never event rolling, which is like really huge, by the way. Holy moly, Tony the madman. Are you serious, Tony? Tony's in my kingdom. He said, hey, Chisgule, I'm going to train some troops. Give me the general. So I gave him the general. 145,000 minutes of speed ups later. Woo! How much power did he just gain? I mean, I'm curious. Where you at, Tony? I used to know where you were. There you are. Right in my... Yeah. I mean, he's trained a lot of troops just now. The Legend offering some positive feedback. Thank you very much. How close are we to T5? Man, we have some distance to go yet. Our economic technology is 100% maxed. It is, in fact, required, every little bit of it, to get to T5. You have to max cutting and polishing, and you have to max carriage, and then carriage requires a bunch of stuff. I tried to get around maxing everything, but you have to. And you have to max your economic tech to get combined arms. That's in progress now. Solid 9% of attack. Whoo! That's a lot of attack. Then we're going to probably shoot for medical core. And then from there, we'll just clean up getting stirrups, which is cavalry specific, and then plate armor. And then from there, bada boom, we can rock that Royal Knight. Cool. Someone saying hello, Big Dad Pool. What's going on, man? What is going on? It's as good as a comment, right? So this talking turtle says, stop flexing with your almost T5s. Dude, almost T5s do work. I actually, above my head, put in a donation ticker now to track the amount of money I think I would need to spend, and if we can maybe collect it in donations toward our T5. And that's just for our first T5 troops. We need so many speed ups. It's unbelievable how many of the bundles you need to purchase the $100 tier to get enough speed ups. Like, it's just bananas. Totally bananas. 43 days. All of oh, Olivier, I'm about to really burst a bubble here. So this didn't start at 43 days. This started after help with a 15% rune, with a 10% kingdom buff, with 5% scientist, with Korea for the 3% buff, with the 5% shrine captured. This started at about 75 days after help. It was like 120 days at the start. Like, ugh. So this one over here, oops, that's my speed ups. This one over here is going to be the same thing. Medical core is going to be like another solid 75 days after help. So yeah, we're going to work on some donations, hopefully. We got a sweet new, there it is, ticker over there. So I think if you super chat, is it super chat or donate? No, if you donate, they show up over here. We just put that in tonight. Super chats show up like front and center, so it gets a lot of attention, which is pretty cool. Anyways, Chisgule, explain how good you sleep when there is no war in your kingdom compared to when you are at war. Oh my god. I'd sleep like 4 hours. So there's a couple things going on. First of all, the king can't peace shield. So sleep well, king, in whatever kingdom you're in. So I would put my troops into a flag. That's the strategy. It's actually pretty easy, right? Like you just like, I live near this fortress, and I would just hit reinforce, and I would fill it with my troops, and then like you hit my city, okay, you got some resources. Not a big deal, right? Like that's how you get around losing troops. And you just got to make sure that it's a structure that's not actually connected to anything, and you're good to go. Good to go. So but like I put a lot of mental, emotional investment into the health of the kingdom. And so, like, yeah, man, if the kingdom's at war, like, I'm thinking about it. It felt like irresponsible for me to be spending time not aiding the kingdom when there was war. Anyways, you should start from another donation for the T5 heals. Connor Shipman, will Saladin be the next mighty governor in April or just normal rotation? Man, I don't know. I don't know when Saladin will be, but I have not gone ham on a Mighty Governor, anticipating that I will go ham when Saladin shows up. That's the game plan. No sleep, you're becoming cynical without it. I don't think I'm too cynical. Am I cynical? Did that happen? Is that a thing? Is that a thing we're doing? What are we doing? Let's zoom out here and get a look at what's happening. So we were talking about commanders. We could talk about flags for just a minute. I mean, look, what do you guys think? Should we be... Ooh, Poseidon with a super chat. Okay, it showed up in the top, but for some reason, it's not like gigantic super chat. Let's make that super chat amazing and huge. Thank you, Poseidon. That is awesome. Get them T5s. Yeah, baby. All right, here we go. We moved our background before, which was kind of a weird thing. Let's see if we can move that super chat donation and put that in the right place. It should be like big and large and exciting. Donation alert. No, geez. All right, we'll see if we can fix that. Someone keeps saying Brazil. Is there something going on in Brazil? Soccer game? It's March Madness now, but that's not a thing I'm into. All right, so what are we doing? We're deciding, Chad, and you're going to help me out. Is it still worth building flags to get gold nodes? And if so, how many? I think the obvious answer is like one flag is a no-brainer. But this bad boy over here, this gold node, is like 4 flags, I think. So we're going to head over there, but it's going to take some doing. It's going to take some serious doing, right? So, by the way, pro tip, you ready for this maneuver? This is amazing. If we build a flag right over here, territory, alliance flags, build. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we can go here. You ready for this? So we build the flag there, and then we can build a flag right there. It's red now because I don't have a connecting flag, but they will connect. And then, instead of like 8 flags to get to that gold node, we'd go like here, and then gold node, where are you at? there. Boom. 4 flags. Is it worth 4 flags? I don't know. It's worth increasing the member limit. I'm just kind of wondering if that's where I want to go. Are the flags going to be needed in KVK? Like, am I going to run out of flags and then feel stupid about going 4 flags away for a gold node? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Connor saying their alliance does each pit and then 3 gold pits for tech. Yeah, we're doing a lot of gold pits for tech as well. We're doing a lot of gold pits as well. I don't know. TBD. TBD. So let's answer your questions. Fire them off in the chat. And what I'm going to do is we'll kind of wrap up with what's going to happen in the spring event. We're going to let you know as soon as these other events come out, the picking up the pieces and the sharp eyes and quick hands. We'll talk all about how you completely smash those events when they go live. As soon as the bundle's available, come to my channel. We'll have a full breakdown on exactly how you totally smash the bundle. Easy peasy. Is it worth it? Is it not? We'll break it down. I'm probably going to buy it if there's good speed ups in it to make my way to T5s. So I'm pumped about that. Talking Turtle. I doubt you need the income though. Yeah, I mean, we've got like 85k gold an hour, right? We've got 85 gold k an hour. Wow. Yeah, it's late here. 85k an hour. I don't know. Our tech's in a really good place. I kind of would like to unlock this alliance skill, just in case it's like, I don't know if that's relevant for KVK. Also, like pro tip, if flags are going to be relevant for KVK and flag building and territory building, which we don't know if it is or it isn't, then storehouse expansion and architecture, like you better tell your alliance leader to go spend some time on that. I give my pro tips to the folks that are in the stream. I honestly do give some of my best tips in the stream. I'm not going to lie. The new spring building looks really nice. Yeah, it does look nice. Wow, Papa Smurf, can you give Ronnie some tips how to win a server war? Ronnie's in an interesting position. Should we be talking about Ronnie's server war right now? Do you want my opinion? Does chat want my opinion on what's happening over there? I can give you my opinion. I have an opinion. It's not a particularly soft opinion either. Oh geez, everybody's blowing up. All right. Okay. Chat blew up. What do I think about the war that's going on in Ronnie's kingdom? First of all, before I say anything, I don't have context on the power level of the alliances involved. It's relevant. I don't have context on all the history of all the things that have happened in that kingdom, and I get that that's relevant. However, the situation that they are experiencing sure does sound awfully similar to what we experienced in our kingdom with Marvel. Like, if we just make the metaphor, like, it looks really, really clear what that metaphor is. Let me explain. What happened in Ronnie's kingdom, as far as I understand, is that there was a consolidation of power. And that consolidated group said, you're going to make us rotation on the king. Or we're going to go to war with you. And, like, this is how it's going to be. And, like, that stance sounds really familiar to a stance that was held in our kingdom when, essentially, and I'm just pulling up their individual power now, Punisher and Vujon and a few others started up an alliance with some of their friends, but then built a lot of power, a bunch of momentum. There was a shifting of power in the kingdom, such that they felt, we're going to take the Lost Temple. This sounds familiar to what's happening in Ronnie's kingdom, right? So the question for Ronnie's situation is as follows. Do they have the power to actually take the temple or not? And the power does not rest in the hands of the few. The power rests in the hands of the many. Because it's great that they've got a handful of very strong players, I know now, at the helm. But the question is, for how long can they fill rallies and fill flag defenses with troops other than their own? If they've got the power, then they can contest it. If they don't actually have the power, then they cannot contest it. There's a bunch of things that go into a kingdom war that makes it successful or fails. The core of it is whether or not you've got the organization, whether or not you've got the troop power. But if we go visit their kingdom, and we can even just look in and see, like, where's the warring happening now? I wonder if what they really have is the power to take on the incumbent alliances that have been very, very powerful for a very, very long time. I don't know. I will make no claims. I will make no claims one way or another to know. I'll point out that TGS, I believe, is the incumbent. And let's get a look at TGS. We'll look at their fortress. Just evaluating at the core. Okay, so 2.2 billion power. We look at their alliance members. They've got a nearly T5, which is almost good enough. Christie at that power level is almost good enough. What else is going on here? A lot of high power players here, but I don't see T5. So to me, this says that Ronnie and crew probably can win in the open field, right? But the open field is not what matters, really. It's the rallies that are going to matter. Let's get a look here. I think this is interesting, though, that the balance of power is really skewed. I would have expected that there will be more T5 in TGS, and the fact that there's really only one almost T5 is pretty significant here. That actually does give a lot of strength to Ronnie and his crew, and they're going to do a lot of work, frankly. Let's get a look at Law. Let's get a look at Lawless. So they're at 1.1 billion power. This breakdown of power should look familiar to you, to what happened in the situation in our kingdom, where there was Marvel and Legion. This is a very similar sort of breakdown and distribution of power. But let's get a look here at the alliance members. Ronnie, T5. Big Rick B, T5. Dragathian, T5. 3 T5s on one side is a lot. That is a lot. And that is very significant. So it's 3 on 1 almost T5. And the problem that TGS or TSG? What is it? The problem they're going to have, TGS, is that they're not going to be able to have the commanders in the right places at the right times. If there's only one T5 player, then that T5 player needs to be the defender at all possible times. They have 4 T5s. Aaron as well. Wow. So, yeah, so this is going to be a tough situation for TGS, in that, and this is where the action should be, right? The challenge for TGS is they must get the captains from their strongest player to defend against rallies. And unless they have that strongest player, they basically have to forfeit the rallies, or they're going to take big losses. That's the problem that TGS is going to have. The problem that Ronnie is going to have is they're not going to be able to fill their rallies. They're not going to be able to fill the rallies if they're not careful, and all the troops of their alliance members die off. So probably the play, in fact, here's what I would do if I were Christie. If I were Christie, I would rally every single low-level city I could possibly find. It's going to kill the kingdom. But this is the reality of the war they're in. I would probably rally every low-level city I could find, which is shitty. This is so shitty. Like, I was watching Ronnie earlier, and he was playing, and, like, I was watching him. Whoa, what's going on over here? Oh, Crash! You have to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. Are you serious right now? Are you serious? Is this real? Is this the real? Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. What they need to do is eliminate the enemy's ability to wage war. The way that they will eliminate the enemy's ability to wage war, We're just going to send out a gather. Got to get that gold for the alliance, baby. I don't even need it. I got 80 million. All right. Now we'll go back over to 16. We're on our way to 16. Yes, Murphy's Law being cited there when that crashed. Marvel is DDoSing me. Hilarious. I don't know how they would DDoS me, but I think that is quite funny. They would be DDoSing me if they all were scouting me all at once. So the way I think Lawless wins here is by pressuring on many fronts simultaneously with T5-led rallies, because I don't think that Christie can be in all of those places at once. That said, what Christie can do is lead rally after rally after rally, hitting player after player after player, and like, you can't defend this player. Like, they're probably already zeroed. Honestly, at City Hall 23 and 9.3 million power, this player, and they're not shielded, they probably were already zeroed. Right? You just need to zero all of their support for rallies. You need to zero all of their support for rallies. Yes, that's right. DDoS, not DDoS. I don't know. It's super late here, but we've got 230 people watching, and it's getting more and more entertaining by the second. So, okay, let's watch this war. It looks like they're scouting here to see, should we rally this flag? You know, I think they just keep rallying it. They have to. And I think they very smartly reinforced it with some troops so they can't swarm it. And this is something that is going to be a detriment to TGS, is that they can't swarm objectives to gain momentum. They cannot swarm objectives to gain momentum because they've only got one high tier player. What Chris needs to do, in many ways, is actually protect his troops. Chris needs to protect his troops. He needs to launch rallies, but he needs to send less than the maximum number of troops. Why does he need to do that? Chris is the strongest player they have, as far as I can tell, in the open field. So what Chris needs to do is preserve his ability to fight in the open field. If he doesn't have enough troops to fight in the open field, then they're not going to be able to battle. They're going to get walked all over by all these T5s. Chris is the only one who can sort of stand up to them. And if they're on Alliance territory, he can do it. If they're on defensive Alliance territory, he can do that. So he can't swarm objectives. He needs to minimize his troop loss. He needs to launch these rallies with less than the maximum number of troops that he's contributing. And he needs his Alliance members to contribute the lion's share of the troops. He needs his Alliance share members to contribute. Let's see here. TGS and AOS have 4 T5s combined. So someone help me out here, because I honestly have not been keeping track of this war. What is the breakdown of all the alliances? What are all the alliances versus all the alliances? What are the two sides that are waging war here? Is AOS on the side of TGS, or are they on the side of Ronnie? Whose side is it? It's everyone versus Law. Law is in trouble. Law is seriously in trouble. They do not have the feeders to make that work. They do not have the feeders to make this war work, in my opinion. They've got the T5 punch. But like, basically they're bringing all of their alliance members that are lower power to their doom. In my opinion. This may not be right, but I'm very concerned for the Law members, because there's just not enough of them to support rallies in a sustained manner. It's a math game here, right? And the math game and efficiency game that's being played is, do you have enough troops to continue to fill the rallies? And at some point, after enough deaths, people are really going to lose the willingness to keep battling. Someone pointing out that Chris has a 2-2-5-1 Charles Martel. Wow, that is a bummer. That is a super bummer. So apparently Law burned everyone earlier. I mean, look, I don't have all the history. I don't want to act like I'm giving conclusive, wholly informed statements here. Just my initial impression of kind of what's going on is that you really need a lot of fill to make rallies work. And when you run out of fill, you run out of power to fight the war. We'll cover that in a video pretty soon, much more in depth. Just to get a sense of the alliance power here. So they're battling against this alliance as well. Oh man, 1.9 bill? I mean, like, so here's what I would do if I were TGS, is I would just keep rotating in players from other alliances to fill these rallies. As long as Chris D is awake, he should be leading a rally, and he should just be filling people in from all these alliances just to support his rallies. Over and over, rally after rally. He should just rally all literal day and night long. And then when he goes to sleep, he should bubble, and he should put his commanders into one of these flags. Now, I'm making a big assumption here. I see Peace Frog is saying Chris D's rallies suck. Please, does he have good commanders? Are his commanders correct? Are his talents correct? I don't know. I am not taking sides in this war. I'm not taking sides. If I were a betting man, Day is asking if I were a betting man. If I were a betting man, I would bet I don't know what the combined power is here of all of these alliances. Let me scroll back up in the chat. What are the other ones? What are the other alliances? 3PN and FCP. So also 3PN, which is these guys. No, that's Lawless. Okay, I'm lost. Where did 3PN go? Oh, there they are. They have a center fort here. They're building this. Ooh, spicy. There's a fort build and it's not getting rallied? How is that a thing? Did this get rallied earlier and I missed it? Did this get rallied earlier and I missed it? How is this a thing? If this fort is built successfully, whoo, I mean, that is serious reinforcement and protection for the Lost Temple. Like massive, massive reinforcement. Wow. I mean, jeez. And here's the thing. If TGS, this is why I think Lawless is in trouble. If Lawless said, "Oh, we're all going to port over and start rallying this," it doesn't matter. Like the members of TGS will just join 3PN and they'll fill it and they'll fill it and they'll fill it and they'll fill it. That's what we do. So, being a betting man, because I was asked, my bet goes to the side that's got the numbers. My bet goes on the side that's got the numbers, and the side that's got the numbers is TGS. And because they still have a player that has good technology, I think they're in a really good position. This is tough for me because I'm like friends with Ronnie. And like I know Dragathian seems like a super chill dude. I've never actually chatted with Big Rick B. But I don't know. Like they could be really like lovely people. Everybody loses in war. Everybody loses in war, man. Except what I will say is that war is very energizing, right? Like from my experience, the first couple days of war are super fun and exciting. Like super fun and exciting. Whoa, Big Rick B is out of the war? Wait, what do you mean Big Rick B is out of the war? How do you know that? Guram is saying, Chisgule, they are like a Marvel, but not as good. Only Marvel could stand like that for a month and even win 3 wars. I mean, like, they were monsters. And I mean that as a compliment, right? Like, Marvel was a war machine. A true war machine. Much respect. They formed to create a group of players that were elite and knew how to fight, right? Like that was the premise. We know how to fight. Um, and the funny thing is that, like, I honestly think our objectives were actually incredibly aligned. I communicated this at one point that, like, we both want to be playing in alliances of highly skilled players that are highly active. Um, the disagreement, I think, or the fundamental misalignment was in how to achieve that. Right? For me, it's always been in elevating the players that I'm with through videos and teaching and coaching, right? Like, that has been my strategy. And the strategy that I think Marvel took was to say, like, actually, we're just going to recruit all the best players from everywhere in the kingdom. And that's how we're going to make our super group. So, anyways, um, Guram saying that is, you're joining LN. Dude, Legion is going to be a serious force, right? Legion is going to be a serious force. Do we have, like, the most insanely skilled group of players on the face of the earth right now? No. Right? Like, this is not a group of players who came together game after game and knows each other for a long time. But, like, every day we work on it, and every day we get better and better. And this is exactly what TGS needs to do. The rallying, geez. A 5 million power player, and they're going to clean it up. I don't know how big this rally is, but this looks like it's going to be super savage. Oh, Guram, Tony zeroed you? Yikes. Do you mind sharing, Guram? Like, who are you from Marvel? Who are you in my kingdom? So Marcus is saying, don't check the power, check the kills. To Marcus's point, the incumbents... Oh, it's Big Dad Bull. Oh, my God. Hilarious, dude. Hilarious. Dude. Oh, my God. Yeah. All right. We got a rally coming in. Oh, jeez. Now, here is what I think Lawless needs to do. Lawless needs to protect themselves from these sorts of rallies so that hopefully they're not even getting hit by them. But when they are, their T5 players, whoa. Well, this is going to be a lot of deaths. This cannot be the right thing to do. Oh, jeez. So this is exactly what I don't want to see Christie doing. This is exactly what I don't want to see him doing. He can't afford these losses, in my opinion. He can't afford these losses. Because he's the only one who can fight the open field, as far as I can tell, against the Ronnies, the Aarons, the Dragathians of the world. And so if Chris D is zeroing himself on these flags like this, he's not going to have the troops to fight in the open field, and they're going to have a big problem. They're going to have a big, big problem. And the deaths are out of control. This is just not worth it. Like, I think you really want to rally. So I see someone calling TGS noobs. Like, look, how much war has this kingdom had? Like, next to none, right? Next to none. So folks have to learn, like, how does this stuff work? Is this worth it? Right? And only through a tremendous amount of war in my kingdom, thanks to Marvel, which, by the way, was another part of the reason they formed, is they, like, formed to wake up the kingdom to the fact that they were all farmers. And, like, they're not totally wrong. They're not totally wrong. This is a very expensive attack that I just don't think is worth it. The deaths are out of control. If someone's in this kingdom and is watching the reports, if they could just send me the report in a chat in game, that'd be swell. Oh, that's not worth the deaths. I just don't think it is. Here's what I'll say about a swarm attack like that. Swarm attacks generate a lot of momentum. Swarm attacks generate a lot of momentum, and the value of generating momentum is that you can make a lot of progress on the battlefield when perhaps their strong players are not online or looking. But look what's happening here. Aaron is just refilling the flag, and now he's going to extinguish it. Now, Aaron is a T5 player, And Aaron very likely has some decent commanders here, right? Full tier 5 infantry. He is insane, I'm being told. Okay. Well, this is a tough situation. This is a tough situation. What? Oh my goodness. So I think in order for TGS to play to their strengths, they should just hit the player cities. Who cares about the flag? Hit the flag when they have nothing left to defend it. But what I will say is that Aaron is having a lot of deaths. If that was all Aaron's own troops defending the flag here, like he's going to have a lot of deaths. And killing the troops of that advanced player is also really, really good for them. Carlos says, Chisgule Gaming, you should give your Streamlab to Aaron. Easy $500. Yeah, we do some good stuff with a $500 donation. He got the money to make double. Yeah. Well, and so, you know, we're asking the question, is the war won by the whales, or is the war won by everybody else? And I think that the whale plays a very critical role based on the nature of how tech works in this game, based on the way commanders work. I'm told to look at Aaron's info and that something, he's inhuman. What are we looking at that's inhuman here? More info? Is this what we're looking at? 1.5 million dead. Savage. Oh, good news, everyone. We can keep track of what's happening without looking at reports. He's got 1.55 million dead right now. Cool. So let's see if that number goes up. And we can see what that looks like. Also, we should have done this earlier. Let's look at Chris D. What's his dead at? 980. All right. You're watching, I'm watching. We've got it recorded where it's at. /popcorn. I mean, this is interesting. This is super interesting. Is this army actually here, or is it in the city? I think it must be in the city. This player's not even in an alliance. Wow. At some point, I don't think Aaron and Dragathian and Ronnie can win a war on their own. Like, you can't run rallies with 3 players. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We're going to find Ronnie's city now. That's a thing. That is a thing. I also find it really interesting. Like, why is Aaron bubbled? I just want to go back for a second. Why is he bubbled? That is a huge mistake. Why is that a mistake? Chat, do you have the answer? I have an answer. I know why. Why is that a mistake? You tell me. I made this mistake in one of my videos. I made literally this exact mistake. What's the mistake? Don't like the bear, Chisgule. Yes. He's not asleep. He's not asleep. He's awake. He just put his troops in here. He's awake. So what's the problem with a peace shield on this guy? Bunch of ideas. Boom! Zahel. I might have missed someone else saying it earlier. Zahel's the winner. He can't get War Frenzy. He should have War Frenzy buff. 3% attack. I know it's small. I know it's small. I know it's small. But I think it's significant. All right. Random Frog sent the report. I'm terrified of looking at this report. Oh my gosh. This is a rally. Okay, this is a rally. Ooh, baby. This is fun. Okay, we have a report to look at. All right, now we can cook with gas. What happened here? Rally, a lot of dead. Solo attack, a lot of dead. Solo attack, a lot of dead. Solo attack, a lot of dead. Yeah, okay. We got to look at the troop buffs. This is important. This is important. Troop buffs. Let's get these troop buffs rolling. What do we got here? What do we got? This is the most important moment right here. Troop buffs. What do we have? Okay. Defending. Cao Cao primary. I strongly dislike that decision. I strongly vehemently. He must not be the primary. Was he the primary? Was he the primary? The first one in the report is the primary, right? He must have been the primary. I don't understand it, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Chat, why don't I like it? Pop quiz. Why don't I like Cao Cao as the primary defender for a garrison? You tell me, and then I've got the answer in my head. You tell me. What I do like is Hannibal freaking Barca leading the charge. A plus 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 plus. No defensive skills. No garrison skills. A flag is not a garrison. A flag is not a garrison. Bunch of people saying mixed armies. That is true. Mobility. Yeah, mobility is pretty darn worthless. Not a defender. Unless this flag was filled with all cavalry, which I doubt it was, he's just got the cavalry talents? No. The cavalry talents are not for this task. And look, I don't want to sound like I'm harshing on Aaron, right? Let's talk for a second about he's probably got troops in the open field. He's probably got troops other places. These may be the commanders that he had available at the time, but the flag defense is the most important thing, right? So Richard would be an interesting choice because he could have maxed out the defense tree and then had some amount of infantry skills to supplement. That I think would be better. But the problem with this configuration is that you basically are getting no skills, zero skill value. So this is not the best defense. And here's the thing. What does it cost a whale to respec a commander? One respec? And it's the difference between hundreds of thousands of troops dying or not? I mean, getting the right commander in the right place, crucial. This is a little staggering, though. This is a little staggering. Caesar's first skill is only 2. That sucks. That's really tough. I almost don't think he should be using Caesar. In fact, I've convinced myself he should not have used Caesar on the attack. Right? Right? He should not have used Caesar. 2 is, it doesn't do it, man. I don't know that that's good enough. The second skill is very, very good, but this skill is irrelevant, right? This skill is totally irrelevant. So who should he have used instead? Maybe an expertise Joan of Arc would be better? Would it be better? I think an expertise Joan of Arc might be better. Why Joan of Arc? 4th skill, normal attacks, super relevant. Oh, there we go. Minamoto. Yes, Professor Oz with the answer. Minamoto would have been the play. He's paid his way to Hannibal Barca. He must have Minamoto maxed, right? Slam dunk, Minamoto secondary. Oh my god. If he had Minamoto secondary, I think the numbers for kills would have been reversed in this attack. Definitely would have been reversed. Yeah, Minamoto should be the primary there. Let's see it. Here we go. Ooh. Yeah. Wow. There's the Minamoto attacking solo. Some folks in chat are saying forgetting basics. I don't think this is about forgetting basics as much as I think it's lack of experience in war, potentially. Or the intensity of war. Look, guys. This is a weird thing to say, right? But, I don't like to think about the financial implications of attacks like this, but one of these rallies is a multi-$1,000 decision, right? In terms of troops that are living or dying. You got to get those commanders right for the attacker and the defender. Okay, let's keep looking here. Ronnie is located at 515, 612. Very good. Let's find Ronnie. 515 and 612. Boom, boom. The legend himself. Let's look at the more info. Ooh-wee, those dead. 1.66 million dead. 1.66 million dead. Okay. Okay. It's a lot of dead. That is a lot of dead. Someone requested that I look at Aaron's resources gathered. Can I see that in here? Highest power. Oh, resources gathered. What? He's never sent a gathering army out in his life. Never sent a gathering army out in his life. Meanwhile, like, yeah, we've gathered almost 4 bill. We're pushing 4 bill at this point. I haven't actually checked recently, but I think we are. What's going on here? What do we got here? No, hold on. I want to look at this pass. What the heck is going on with this pass? What the heck is going on here? Who's FPC? Who are these guys? Are they in the war? They look like they're in this war. This configuration looks a lot like they're in a war. What's going on here? Is this SP? Oh, yeah, baby. Woo! Oh, the value of striking with the many. The value of striking with the many. They super disconnected all these flags. Holy smokes. This is one more reason why the many beats the mighty. Because the many can attack in a bunch of places all at once, and if they coordinate that attack, the mighty cannot stop it. The mighty cannot stop it without many of their own. Holy cow, Aaron started 7 to 10 days ago? No way. The madman. All right, well, his resource gathering is totally excusable with a 7-day-old account. Wait, can we verify that? Can we verify that? That's impressive. That is someone who basically said, hold on, look at that resource assistance. Look at that resource assistance. Wow. That's amazing. Aaron showed up and he basically said, I'm going to play with Ronnie. Let's go, baby. That's cool. Scouted 97 times. 97? That's it? How many times have I scouted? I don't know how many times I've scouted. Come to think of it. Where are the rallies on this darn thing? They should be rallying it. They should definitely be rallying this. Like slam dunk, they should be rallying this. Chat, why do I think they should be rallying this flag? Why do I think... Pop quiz. Why should I be rallying this flag? Hey, £2 donation from Riz Switherall saying, many beats the mighty, Chisgule the wise. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much for the donation. So, Connor Shipman saying death to distract them. I mean, in fairness, I haven't looked at their strategic position. I don't actually know what they're trying to accomplish in this war right now. But let's say for a moment that the wallet of Aaron is limited, which maybe it isn't. Then killing these troops would be a big deal if it's limited. The reason I think this would be an interesting thing to rally right now is because you're going to kill all T5 troops. Every troop that dies is T5. Every single troop that dies in there is T5. That seems good. What's scary is when an objective like this is getting reinforced by the many. Why is that big? Because the many, all those troops that are tier 4 and tier 3, they're going to get buffed. They're going to get all of the buffs from the captain of the rally, or the captain of the defense in this case. A T5 player has like 80% of stat boost for each type of troop. Yeah, something like that, right? You watch my streams, you watch my videos, you see me look in depth at this. So the reason that you want to rally now, potentially, is you're going to kill all those T5s. It's not getting reinforced at all by other players. And those troops that are only T4s are not getting elevated to be practically T5 power level by virtue of the T5 captain leading the defense. Wow, Alex is saying, I've seen Aaron fighting. He doesn't care at all about his troops because he just instant buys his troops back. That's pretty incredible. That's pretty incredible. I don't know how you conquer a whale of that magnitude. I don't know how you conquer a whale of that magnitude. That is nuts. That's totally nuts. Death count. What's happening here? Is Chris gone to bed? No more dead. Where's the action? Anyone know where the action is? Where's the action right now? I want to be super clear. That these are my opinions that I'm sharing. These are not criticisms of any of the players or their choices. This is simply like, what would Chisgule do, hypothetically, with limited information, given just what we can see here, which again is super, super limited. Someone is saying, Christie went night-night with no bubble. I doubt he's actually asleep. Ronnie killed 50 million just today. Yeah, I would believe he got a lot of kills. Now, it's worth pointing out that your kill count, let's just look at the kill count over here on Christie. Wait, where's the kill count? Oh, it's up at the top. Your kill count is not actually kills. It is kills and severely injured. So he got 50 million severely injured and kills, which is insane. That's still insane, but it's not all kills. It's not all kills. Oh, Christie is the current king, so he can't bubble. He's not wearing the crown, though, right now, is he? I would be able to see the crown. This is another mistake, I think. Why is he not wearing the crown? Why is he not wearing the crown? Didn't he lead a rally earlier? Oh, no, he swarmed. Still, he swarmed without the crown? Why would you swarm without the crown? I don't understand. He is wearing the crown. I just can't see it. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. He is wearing the crown. Good. It's another 5% of all stats, which is a big deal. Which is a really big deal. Cole's saying, did they change something in the update? Can't mark something in another kingdom anymore? Yeah, I don't know. I can't see this. Oh, I can mark it. That's funny. I'm not going to nail all my alliance right now with a marker. But okay, we'll get a look around. Some folks running around. You know, the other thing you can do. Ooh, what's going on here? Wait a minute. 3PN. Who owns this? 3PN. Okay. This is all 3PN territory. Got it. The other thing you need to do, if you are the many or the mighty, is to prevent the other side from gaining resources. The way you prevent the other side from gaining resources is killing their farmers. Alex is pointing out if you want some nasty reports from Ronnie's stream. Man, I'm gonna let Ronnie own his content there. But I appreciate your calling that out. That's pretty nuts. I saw some of it earlier and I was just like, it was honestly like painful for me. Connor is saying a bunch of people are going to quit from this. You know, I wouldn't quit. I would just transfer kingdoms if you're really upset with what's happened here. Or stay, right? Or stay and rebuild. But I wouldn't quit. There's like a million things you can do, but I would not quit. Because look, a player who's at 20 million power here, right? Yeah, they've got 3 or 4 million of troops, but so much of their power is in their buildings and their tech. Don't quit. You still have so much. You still can rebuild. This is not the only kingdom that's had a war that's scary. You know what I mean? All right. Whew. This is pretty nuts. This flag is just rebuilding now, which means that swarm attack earlier was totally worthless. 100% worthless. That's tough. That is tough. I can't believe Aaron started so recently. That's totally bananas. That's totally bananas. I zeroed just yesterday. I'm not quitting. WTF, quitting is not an option. Yeah, no, I wouldn't quit. Couple people asking where's the spring update stuff. We covered that at the start of this stream, and then this turned into like, hey, let's look at the War on Ronnie's Kingdom stream, which was not my intention. So with that said, when this video posts, you'll see at the beginning we've got all of the spring update stuff, and we covered it pretty darn in depth, and the whole group was looking at it together, which is pretty great. Clint Jacob says he's free to play, been zeroed 3 times, and he's still living. Wow. Wow. Dragathian is also relatively new. Hey, if you're relatively new and want to spend a bunch of money and want to hang out with someone who will help you spend that money really, really wisely, join us in Kingdom 51. We are going to do a recruitment drive for Kingdom 51. I'm super pumped about it. Super pumped about it. We're going to do a ton of recruitment. I've got a lot of interest in people joining Legion and people joining the other alliances in Kingdom 51. We're going to recruit like crazy, and it's going to be awesome. It is going to be a really, really competitive kingdom. I'm pumped about it. Here's where the action was. I don't see any action now. And I just want to point out that in a war, a lot of time turns into exactly what you're seeing here, which is kind of a staring contest. Kind of a staring contest of like, who's actually here? Who's going to go to bed? Who's actually going to battle? Do we even want to battle? Like, that's a thing. Top 5, 7 to 10 days ago in Ronnie's Kingdom. How much money do you have to spend to get to tier 5 in 7 to 10 days? I would imagine that that's like the 20k or more range to do that in such a small number of days. Oh, Aaron is a 130 million power player in Kingdom 5 and he's bored. That's amazing. So now he's playing K16. So, wow. In 2 weeks, he bought 15 gold chests every day and got his T5 done. So we could math out what that looks like. That's incredible. That's incredible. Wow. Well, I imagine that this is not boring. Woo! What would you do for a Klondike bar? No kidding. No kidding. Well, Aaron, if you'd like to donate to my stream, we've got donation stuff over here, a progress thing over there. We've got super chats that show up across the top center now. Yeah, we could hook you up. I'm sure you're in good hands with the coaching you get from Ronnie, but if you wanted some one-on-one coaching, that's a thing we could arrange. Hoo-wee. Not saying that you need coaching. Not saying that at all. What I'm saying is we'll trade my time and coaching for donations plucks. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Is it worth to farm gems to fertilize tree? Actually. So now might be a really interesting time to farm gems. If you farm gems right now, you can convert gems into legendary commander sculptures, which, like, that seems pretty good. That seems pretty good. Honestly, like, even with the little information I have here, like, I feel pretty confident as a coach in how to wage this war. I feel pretty confident in how I would coach folks to wage this war. Yeah, I'm just thinking. Like, what would Chisgule do? Like, I've got some feelings. And, like, where do these thoughts and feelings come from? Having been in war, but also, I have a war council. Like, a legit war council. Like, a group of people I talk to bounce ideas off of when it comes to war. So I've spent just a ridiculous amount of time thinking about how to handle the war. Or war in general, I guess. So I answered this earlier, but I'll answer again in just a second. What would I do if I was law? What would I do if I was TGS? And again, limited knowledge of what's actually happening here. I have very limited knowledge. First, I want to answer this question because it's related to the spring event. Vladslav says, how do I convert my gems into sculptures? So right now, there's an event that if you get 10 flower petals and 25 green leaves, you get a legendary commander sculpture. If you were to farm gems on the map, you could go and you could fertilize the tree. And then when you fertilize the tree, you get a flower. And so it's 1,000 gems plus some number of leaves to get a legendary commander sculpture, and you can get 30 of them. You can get 30 of them. Talking Turtle is asking if I mean the King Discord chat. No, I've got a separate War Council from the King Discord chat. Separate War Council. So, what would I do if I was Law? Law has the Mighty. Law has the Mighty. To play the role of the Mighty, you need to be owning the open field wholly and completely. Like, wholly and completely. Oh, hey. Super chat in from Raging Rana. I just started after watching your vids from a friend. I'm a moderate spender and pulled Charles Martel. Should I focus him? And if so, who should I pair with? Ooh. Okay. Just started watching your videos. Moderate spender, pulled Charles Martel. Should I focus him? Who do I pair with? Martel, you really want to have the first skill maxed before you proceed any further, which is the case with every legendary. And in a perfect world, if you're looking at comparing with lots of like expertise commanders, I think that a expertise commander is probably equivalent or better than a legendary commander that's a 5/1/1/1/1. So you want to kind of get your legendary commander to like 5/3/1/1, somewhere like that. But the thing is that should you focus Charles Martel? Depends a lot on your complement of commanders. I would probably focus in on Richard I. It also depends if you want to be doing cavalry, infantry, archers. I think Charles Martel is a great commander, but probably not my first choice if you're choosing commanders to go focus in on. Okay, what does the Mighty need to do in this war? They need to own the open field. They need to rally very carefully. And when they rally, they need to win decisively and prevent reinforcements from getting to a flag. That's what you got to do if you are in the position of the Mighty. Own the open field, rally only when you can win decisively, prevent reinforcements from getting to whatever it is that you're rallying, and destroy. They also need to be careful to minimize their troop losses. Right? That's ultimately the calculus here, is they must at all costs minimize their troop losses. Honestly, I actually think that Law needs to go on play the defense game. Law needs to play the defense game if they can, because when you're defending a structure like this, you only have 50% deaths and they have 100. So to beat the many, they need to rally conservatively, win those rallies decisively, and as much as possible play the defense game. What's funny is that because it's not an even fight, the calculus changes. If there was an even number of Mighty players on both sides, I would say that TGS should be very much the aggressor, and they should be attacking the flags and destroying the flags because they can. As it stands, were I TGS, the thing that I would be doing is attacking the troop power of Law. To attack the troop power of Law, you really need to hit the cities that are not bubbled and zero them, which is shitty. It's really crappy. But that's what I think you need to do. You lose more troops attacking a city. So you got to be smart in how you do it. You got to execute well, but you need to completely obliterate their ability to wage war. And then I think you're in a good position. If there were an equal number of Mighty players, I would say that they actually should be rallying objectives and not care about having more losses when they're rallying those objectives. So the other thing that's really major is Chris D has really got to conserve his troops. He's got to conserve his troops as much as possible. He's the only one that can handle the open field. Literal only one. Okay. Stephen Choi, I watched your previous video from today. I tried to use buy bars in our arc. which we won, by the way, but I don't have full cavalry. Should I only use him for full cavalry? Probably yes. I would, if you're using buy bars, you really would like to have full cavalry. If you don't, like, it's fine, but not as amazing. Alex ZZ is saying one of the nasty reports is Law, 77k dead, and PCF 600k or 400k deaths each. Each 1 million troops, but that's what happens when using Lohars as PvP commanders. Wow, I mean, they're going to learn the hard way. They are going to learn the hard way. Christie only has a max Mina. It's how he isn't very strong. Here's the thing. He should be the one leading all the rallies, and you can only lead one rally at a time, right? So as long as they're on the offense, they're fine. In fact, even if he's on defense, you have all cavalry defend, use the skill tree with some cavalry talents to support it, with Minamoto being the primary. You could do work defending a flag. Flags are not garrisons, so you don't need garrison commanders. You don't need garrison commanders. Does Martell show up in Mighty Governor? Yes, Uka. Martell will show up, but Richard does not. Richard's only on the wheel. Day is saying, teach me sensei. I'm dropping mad war knowledge. Some sick war beats going on over here. Hey, Chisgule, I can pair... Who can I pair with my Charles? I can't get Richard. Use Ulji Mundok or Sun Tzu. Both are great. Still, it wouldn't beat Richard Charles. Thank you. I'll be waiting for your next ARC stream. My next ARC stream is going to be... I don't know. It's like 8 hours from now. I'm not actually looking at a watch. I need to go to bed. That's the thing I need to do. My friends, this has been a really fun hour and 20 minutes. I guess I'm excited here to look at Ronnie's kingdom and see what the heck's going on. Mr. Chu is saying, I heard from Ronnie that Chris was selling his account for $8,000. I don't know, maybe. Who knows? Hi, bro, from Indonesia. What's going on from Indonesia? How's the war going on our side? The war's actually been over for quite a while on our side, and I've got my last couple war videos that are probably going to go live this coming week. Wow, 77k for Law and 650k in the pass for the defender. That's pretty tough. Yi Song Ye and Sun Tzu, I think they're potentially an okay combo, assuming their fourth skill is stack. Test out the flag, dude. It tells you garrisoning a flag. I know it says garrisoning a flag. I know that language is what it is, but it does not benefit, I'm pretty sure, from city defense talents. I'm like 99% sure that that's the case. What commander should defend a flag? The same ones that you use in Ark of Osiris defend a structure there. What do I think of the spring event? I actually think it could be good. For me, I'm really curious what the packs are going to look like. Ooh, I get to claim some stuff. I think this event is good, but I'm biased. I like getting free stuff. This over here, this is going to be practically free 100 sculptures for me. This stuff over here, this is all basically free to me. I mean, like, I don't know. Do I wish there was a tier where I could spend like 7,000 gems like the other events and get an extra set of rewards? Of course I do. That would be amazing. Slam dunk, I would contribute gems to that. Heck, I would even contribute gems to that if, like, I personally got less rewards, but for everyone in the alliance who contributed, like, the whole alliance gets better rewards or whatever you come up with there. I don't know. That could get weird. By the way, someone asked, will there be a pack? If you go to the Sunny Breeze event, you go down to the bottom, hit the info button. It says you can get the flower petals from events or purchasing the Springtime Jubilee bundle. So yes, there's going to be a bundle. Do I think this event is as attractive as like the Valentine's event? You know what? It's sort of hard to say given that we're not even looking at the whole event. Where's the calendar? We still have these events, which I think qualify as a part of the springtime stuff. Maybe? Yeah, they do. They do. There's a flower arch. So, I don't know. We'll see how this Sharp Eyes Quick Hands event works out. It could be really, really good. All right, friends. I'm exhausted. I've got to go to bed. I'm going to be back online in like 8 hours or less to stream Ark of Osiris in another kingdom. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And then I guess we'll go watch Ronnie wage war, because that is also fun. Right? I dig it. I'm losing my voice. I got to go to bed. Until next time, my friends, you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and you have fun smashing the kingdom.